What's up, YouTube? On today's video, we go over the top 5 games I want to come out on the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, I am saying the Nintendo Switch 2 because we all know that the Switch is a little bit outdated, and obviously the games that they're coming out with don't have the power to give us the full effect that we want. I mean, we all remember what happened when Mortal Kombat just recently came out on the Switch. Now, before we jump into the games, for them to come out with a very solid style type of games that we want in the future, they need to get rid of this. No more of the portable system. I think we need to go back into the old consoles, kind of like how we had with the Wii, or even maybe the Wii U, where you have something kind of portable you can play with as well. But they need to go back to a basic style console to give us what we want. Now, before we get into the top 5, let's give us our 2 honorable mentions out here. And the first honorable mention goes no other to Dr. Mario. The sub-series of puzzle games feature Mario as a doctor using mega vitamins to clear viruses. The game plays similar to what Tetris was and was a huge hit on the NES, and then was released on the N64, but did also come out on the eShop for the Wii U as Dr. Luigi. The 3DS got the Dr. Mario, Miracle Cure, and lastly on mobile in 2019 with Dr. Mario World. Now I think it is time the Switch releases it back from the NES system with a multiplayer function. Imagine, throwing all these little pills out there, destroying all these viruses, playing against other people, kind of like how Street Fighter Columns came out. And now for the second honorable mention, for all my RPG fans out there, goes to no other than Star Tropics. The series based on the adventures of Mike Jones consists of 2 games exclusive to the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game is a forgotten classic, and many reviewers praise Star Tropics for its fun gameplay, catchy music, and storyline. There once was a rumor for Star Tropics for the Wii being made by Nintendo, but it was never announced. Now, with the Visions of Mana coming out, which is a sequel to Secret of Mana, and many games like Sea of Stars being widely popular, that would be cool exclusive if it came out for Nintendo with Star Tropics. And now we jump into the top 5, but before we do, let me know in the comments which games you would love for Nintendo to bring back when the new system comes out for day 1 releases. Number 5 on the list is no other than Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings was a series of flight simulation that caught us all by surprise on the Super Nintendo in 1990. The game moved on to an N64 adaptation and then to top the 3DS with Pilot Wings Resort. Now, the GameCube was supposed to get an adaptation of the game called Factor 5 Pilot Wings, but that was canceled. This game would have been a great day 1 release on the new system. Trust me, no one wants a 1-2 switch anymore. Number 4 on the list is no other than bringing back a Warrior game. Now, we've had our fair share of Mario, we've had our fair share of Luigi with Luigi's Mansion, recently with Peach, and even Toad's Treasure Hunt. But Warrior's been one of those type of characters that back in the day was super huge. And I wouldn't just make it with Warrior being by himself, I would actually bring Waluigi as well. We all remember the huge revolution of bringing Waluigi as a main character into Super Smash Bros. Now, Warrior started off his career on the Game Boy with Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. The popularity of Warrior was off the charts that he joined as a boss in Mario and Warrior, a Japan-only game for the Super Nintendo. Warrior has masked in so many games, and even in Mario Kart and Bomberman. Got a title in the GameCube and then the Wii, but since then has not seen done much minus WarioWare on the Switch. Now, what I would love to see is a Warrior and Waluigi game where they come together and become like kind of the anti-heroes to the Mushroom Kingdom, kind of like we've been seeing with the Suicide Squad and other games as well. Number 3 on the list is no other, and I'm excited about this, is the Greek mythology Kid Icarus. The story of Pit from the world of Angel Land, a realm of gods and goddesses inspired by Greek mythology. A hit on the Nintendo system, Pit was even a character on the popular cartoon TV show Captain N and the Game Master.
You can count on me to win the archery event, Princessicus.
No! The game was adapted onto the Game Boy and then came back with Kid Icarus's Uprising on the Nintendo 3DS, which was one of the games released weeks after the system. With the popularity of the God of War games, Kid Icarus will make a great choice to come out for the Switch 2 when it's released. Number 2 on the list, and I don't know where to go with this because there's a flight version and there was an RPG version, but is no other than Star Fox, the science fiction series that focuses on Fox McCloud and his efforts to stop the evil scientist Andros from taking over the universe The game was first released on the Super Nintendo and received a remake adaptation on the N64. When the SNES Mini Classic came out, it was brought out with the unreleased game Star Fox 2. The game went away from the ship flying on the GameCube version with Star Fox Assault, but Fox McCloud has been missing and only seen in Smash Bros. Games, with the last game to come out on the Wii U with Star Fox Zero. A game received a 69 on Metacritic, and I'm going to be honest, that's not a high score, but this will be another great game to come out on the Switch 2 on release and grab the attention of those 90s and 2000 video game players. I know for a fact I will be buying it if they do release a new Star Fox on the Switch 2. And lastly, the number one game on my list, and I mean, I have been mentioning this every single time they have a direct, they need to come out with this game, they need to come out with this game, they need to come out with this game, is no other than Punch-Out! For crying out loud, Nintendo, hear me please! The popularity lately in boxing has been an all-time high, with Tyson Fury, Jake Paul, and even Mike Tyson coming back to fight Jake Paul. And yes, he is still boxing at the age of 57. I don't know, but that's fine. Punch-Out! Was an arcade hit back in the day and then came out on the Nintendo's Entertainment System with their super powerhouse boxer Mike Tyson as the final boss in the game with Punch-Out! The game then jumped onto the Super NES with Super Punch-Out!, which, not to brag, I have tied the record for the fastest time to beat Gabby J in it. Not trying to brag, I'm trying to beat Piston Hurricane. Almost there. And the last time we saw Little Mac on the system for Punch-Out! Was on the Wii. Now, if you have been on TikTok lately, you have seen many people have been jumping on and playing these retro games when it comes to Punch-Out!, Super Punch-Out!, and even Punch-Out! For the Wii as well. And I feel 15 years without a boxing game is just way too much. We need a Punch-Out! Game to be released, and it'll be amazing to have it released onto the actual system when it first launches. Now, understand there is a boxing game that has just been released, which is Undisputed, and there was another one that's kind of like a Punch-Out! Version of it as well. I forgot what the name of it was, but that's also come out as well. Nintendo, hear our cry. We need a Punch-Out! One more time. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 with my 2 honorable mentions of what games I think the Nintendo Switch 2 needs to come out. I don't really think that the Switch has the power to release some of those games. Maybe like a Kid Icarus or maybe Punch-Out! And all that. But I want a new system. I need the new system to come out, and I need all those games to be released, or at least most of them. I think Nintendo needs to really dial back into those type of games. Maybe if they can see what games people are playing on the retro side, when you guys get the Nintendo Direct, you guys get the NES, Super Nintendo, and maybe kind of see which games people are playing. Are people playing Star Tropics like they were before? Maybe an Earthbound game as well. But I think with all these games being out there, we need to start changing. They've been doing a lot of remasters. And I know I'm going to hear someone comment below, stop talking about remasters, you're beautiful. But Donkey Kong versus Mario, I mean, we beat it in about 4 hours for a $50 game. Luigi's Mansion 2 is going to come out, and I have that for my 3DS. I don't want a remastered game. I want a brand new game, something different, and not be something with Mario or anything like that. I want these old classics that I grew up with. And I think that this is why my Nintendo Switch has kind of been more like a paperweight lately than anything. I don't really play that many games on it because there's not anything out there that's wowed me. And I think when they re-released Super Mario Wonder, it was great and I loved it. But that's where you can start releasing games like Star Fox and other games, or even a Warrior game. I mean, give these kids what, you know, the reason why these characters are out there. And when you bring a game out like Warrior, or even with Waluigi, or even Punch-Out!, games like Super Smash Brothers will be a little bit more enticing, or even Mario Kart, as their characters in the game for people to select them as well, because now these kids that are growing up will start wanting to play with those characters as well, instead of just playing as a regular baby Mario or Zelda. But obviously, guys, I want you to comment below what you think. Do you think Nintendo needs to bring out any of these games? Which of these games do you think Nintendo should be bringing out? Am I right? Am I wrong? Should they come out with on it on the Switch 1 maybe? We don't know. I think Switch 2 might be released at the end of the year, or be announced at the end of the year with the Direct for next year. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what games you guys would love for Nintendo to either, you know, make a brand new version, not a remake, a brand new version of it. But that is about it. And of course, if you haven't checked out this video here, this is the top 5 retro games that I have loved back in the day. So check that video out as well. I am Mr. Angry Crow. Peace out.